Hello, welcome to Nana's Journey. I'm Deanna, and today we are going to work on the finishing kit for Fat Quarter Shop's 2025 Designer Mystery Block of the Month. So, this was block 1. We have a video on that, and I just finished block 2. Okay, so we've got all the fabric. We've got the pattern for it. I did also receive the, get the backing for this. Okay, and we're going to have some paper piecing as well for squaring the square. And this is what the finishing kit is going to look like, and we will put our blocks inside of these. So the first thing they want you to do is to get your border fabric and cut it out, and you are going to cut it by the length of the fabric, not the width of the fabric. And they have a diagram in the pattern to show you how to do that. And it does finish at 72.5 and 92.5. So let's get these fabrics opened up. So we're going to have, there we go, this way. It's a nice large print. Ooh, I like that one. Now this is the same print that's on the background that's tone on tone. So we got a lot of different designs. Prints, kind of polka dots, the stripes, the plaids. Here's the tone on tone that has the same design printed on it as this. And I believe this one is the border fabric. So let me get that cut and I will be back. Okay, I've got everything cut out. These are the borders. I've got the binding ready. Some of these are going to be used for the paper piecing. I'm going to work on that first. These and these will go together to make these leaves. And then you've got some long strips. Some of the blocks have just 4 petals, and some of the blocks have 8 petals. So we've got the fabrics cut for those. And now we are ready to sew. Like I said, we're going to start with the paper piecing. Okay, surprise, surprise, I was wrong about the paper piecing. I cut out according to what was in the pattern, but not according to what was in this. If you're going to paper piece, you need to look at these measurements and not the measurements that are in the booklet. So we are going to make regular square in the square units without paper piecing. And again, make sure you've got right side down. You'll need to double check the white. Okay, after you get them on opposite corners, you're going to press them back. Trim that a 1/4 inch away, and then we'll do the other 2 corners. Okay, this is what we have so far. Grab 2 more squares and do the other 2 corners. And again, press and trim. And there we have our square in the square unit. Okay. Now we're going to take our F pieces and our B pieces, and we're going to do a folded corner on these two corners on the same side on the length. And we're going to press those back and trim. And then we will get this unit. We will do the same thing for these pieces. I believe this is G. These are still using B. Press and trim. Okay, when I turn this, I don't know if you can see it, but the edge comes right along here. So there's plenty of fabric here. So I'm going to unpick this and move the seam over just a touch and redo that. Okay, and now we have this unit made. Next, we're going to make these leaf units, and again, it's just folded corners in the opposite side, opposite corners. Okay, and then we have this unit ready. So let me get those finished, and then we can put a couple of blocks in their settings, because I have blocks 1 and 2 made. So I'll be back when that's done. Okay, I have all the folded corners on everything, and so now we're going to get these prepped for the blocks. The square and the square go on the long ones, and the leaves go on the short ones. Now on both of these, I pressed the left down and kept the right up. You can do it the opposite, just so that one is up and one is down, but is the same on all of these, so that when you put the two together, they nest. Now the pattern has you press them open, but I like doing the nesting, so I did it that way. So I'm just going to put these together in pairs. And then these ones, the same thing, one up, one down. Oh, actually these both need to go down. Okay, I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So what I've done is instructed you with these. They want you to press these open, but I pressed on these long ones towards the print, so that I can nest with the square and the square. You'll do that on 2, and on 2 we'll go to the sides of the block, and then these will be the top and the bottom. These seams will be pressed open, and then with the short ones, I pressed one down and one up. It doesn't matter which side you do as long as you're consistent with all the pieces. And then when you put them together, they will nest. And again, they have you press open, but I like to nest, so I did it that way. So let me get these pressed open, and then we will put the leaves on. Okay, I've got these seams pressed open, and these seams pressed open. So we're going to have, you have 4 of these, obviously, to go on each side of the flower. So on 2 of them, again, we're going to match the white with the white. Okay, now I need to press those open. Okay, now we can put our first 2 blocks in our setting. Block 1 is this blue. And the first thing we're going to do is take the sides. You want to make sure the whites are on the outside. And this is going to go here. And this is going to go here. These are for block 2. Okay, we've got those finished. I've got all the sets put together, numbered, so when I do block 3, all I have to do is pull this out and I will be able to put it in its setting. So I've got 3 through 12 here. This is block 1 in its setting. And this is block 2. They finish at 20.5 by 20.5. So now we have all of our settings ready to go, and we'll be able to get done that much quicker. So I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time on Nana's Journey.